this video, I'll share with you a requested tutorial on how to cut this stylish monostrap ruched shoulder dress. To cut, here is my pattern, and I'll be cutting this pattern on fold, and I'll also cut it in a miniature form. So I'll start by marking my shoulder to bust. I'm using this as a shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, and then measure 7 inches to get your hip point. After that, mark your dress length minus the layered gathers at the lower part. So just like I said, this tutorial will be in a miniature form so that I can go ahead to show how to ruche out the shoulder area of this pattern and the lower part that has like pleats or ruche on it also. So I'll just go ahead and draw a straight line, and I'll label shoulder to bust, under bust, waist, hip point, and gown length. So just like I said, this is not the actual length of the dress. We are doing this on a smaller scale. Now you have to go ahead to mark your shoulder divided by 2 at this point. So let's take this as my shoulder divided by 2, and from there you mark an extension how long you want the sleeve to be. Now after marking that, mark your basic neckline of 3 inches and come down by the neck depth. You can use 2.5 inches or 3 inches. We are still going to go ahead to alter this. Now I'm going to go ahead to come down by 1 inch at the sleeve length, the total length of the sleeve, and I will connect. Next, you want to find your chest line. I'll mark the bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches, and I will rule a line at that point. So normally when you're marking your shoulder point, you come down by 1 inch before going ahead to like mark your shoulder slope. So in this dress, it is a cut together dress, right? So I'll just come down and mark my chest line, but that will not be really necessary for this pattern because we'll be cutting it as a cut together. So here I'll mark my shoulder divided by 2, and I'll place my ruler and I will connect. So the next step I'm going to take is to go ahead to insert my body measurement. I'll mark the bust circumference divided by 4, then I'll add a sewing allowance to it. Here I'll mark the under bust circumference divided by 4 and add a sewing allowance. Here I'll go ahead to mark my waist circumference divided by 4 and also add my sewing allowance. So here I'll go ahead to mark my hip circumference divided by 4 and also add a sewing allowance. So whatever I have here, I'll slant it in a bit and connect to this side. From the bust, I'll now go ahead to connect to the under bust, to the waist, and to the hip line. Now after marking this, now from here you'll now go ahead to measure around your arm. Whatever measurement you have there, you're going to mark, and then from there you're going to extend this all the way down and then connect it back into your armhole area or your bust. Whatever side, whatever measurement you have will determine where you're going to connect it to. So after this, I'm just going to go ahead to cut this out. But while cutting out, I'll be cutting out the front and the back together. So I marked out like a zipper allowance in front of this pattern, and I'll go ahead to pin it down. So I'll just go ahead and I will cut this out, and after cutting it out, we'll go ahead to like work on the front part, because most of the drama in the dress is at the front area of this dress. Now after cutting this out, I'm just going to unpin it. Before unpinning, I'll mark ½ inch at the waist because I want to get rid of the zipper bulge, extend it all the way down, and also take it up. So after marking that, I'll just go ahead and cut it out. But before cutting out, I'll pin it exactly on that line I have the zipper, and I will be cutting this out. That is the zipper bulge area of this dress. Now after doing that, I'll now go ahead to unpin my pattern. Now we're going to go ahead to work on the neckline. From here, I'm going to extend it all the way to this side. So I'll note where I have the shoulder point, and I'll come out by 1.5 or 2 inches. This is so that you have that drop at the shoulder that will give you like an off shoulder effect at one side. So
if you use 2 inches and you're not okay, you can extend it to like 3 inches and then cut it out. So at the lower part of this sleeve, you're going to cut it out and replace it with a band. So I'll just mark that to indicate we have a band. So normally if this is a fabric, this part of your dress will be dropping this way, right? Now if you're not okay with the 2 inches we used here, on your actual pattern you can use 3 inches. So from here I'll note where I have the shoulder, because if you notice on the shoulder of this dress we have like a ruche effect. So you're going to use a slash and spread method to achieve this part of your dress, right? What I'll do is to cut open my dress a little. Now if you notice the ruche there is not much, but you're just going to cut it open in a way that it can easily open up, and you can add like a little spread out on the shoulder. Now if you're worried about how to get back your shoulder measurement, the shoulder at the back of the dress will be serving as a guide to ruche this back to the actual length of the shoulder. I'll just go ahead to place another pattern paper underneath, and I'll use it to like hold down the part that I'll be spreading open. This is because I don't want to go ahead to start cutting out another pattern for this front. So whatever I want to open, how open I want it, or how much ruche I want on that part, I'll open it on this pattern paper underneath, and I will go ahead to use my pin to hold it down. Also going to take some of the slash and spread towards the side of this dress. So I just did this because it's an illustration. So now let's go ahead to cut out the neckline of the back. So what I did was to pin out the zipper allowance for the back first. Now I'll now take the front part to trace out the neckline of the back. So first of all, I'll just go ahead and trim out the excess I have on the pattern paper I placed underneath, and then I'll now use the pattern for the front to cut out the back. Now make sure that the neckline of the front is aligning with that of the back, and then I'll now go ahead to trace this out. This is so that you have the same neckline at the front and at the back. So I'll just mark this to indicate we have a band here, and I'll go ahead to cut this all the way to the neckline. So after this is what I have for my pattern. If you notice, you now go ahead to pleat the shoulder to match the neckline of the back, but for now I'm going to keep that aside. Now from the waistline, come down by 1 inch or 2 inches. Now you're going to ruche that side now, and I'll also go ahead to mark 1 2 3 4, because I'll be cutting and spreading that part on another pattern to get that folding effect that is starting at the lower part. So what I'll do is to go ahead to place a ruler, and I'll draw a straight line. This is to enable me get the midpoint of this pattern. Now I'm just going to go ahead to cut this out. I'll go ahead to mark 1/2 inch on top, then I'll start placing my pattern. Make sure that the part you're placing at the line is the middle. So you can now choose how deep you want the pleat or the ruche on that side of your dress to be. Now I'll just cut and I'll place. So you can measure 2 inches, 2.5, 3 inches, depending on how full you want the lower part, the ruche at that side to be. So I'll just go ahead and continue marking, and I'll place. Make sure that whatever you're placing is starting at the middle, and I'm just using 2 inches. Please, the 2 inches is not a standard, and cutting out your pattern into 4 is not a standard. I'm just using this because it's a smaller pattern paper. You can cut yours into 5, 6 or more pattern, and you can now go ahead to spread it out. Now go ahead to also trace out the side of this pattern. So after doing that, what you now do is to get your scissors, and you now go ahead to cut this out, right? And also trace out the sides of the other side. Remember, we added 1/2 inch on top. This is to join it back to the main pattern. So what I'll now do is to go ahead to place this way, and I'll pin it down. So you can also use your cello tape to hold it. So after pinning it, go ahead to trim off the side to match your waistline. So now get your back pattern. Your back pattern will be acting as a guide to join your dress back to the original measurement. So for the ruched area, you can go ahead to pleat this or run a gather stitch at the shoulder to the neckline area. It should not exceed to the sleeve of this dress. Now you're now going to pleat this back to the original length of the shoulder at this point, this part that I'm pleating now. This way you're going to have a ruche at the shoulder of this dress. Now going over to the lower part, you want to start pleating from here all the way down to match what you have at the lower part. So this is that excess that we added to this part of the dress. This is to create a pleat or a ruche effect on this dress. So now if you don't want to pleat it out this way, please go ahead and use your needle and thread and sew by the side, drag it to create this effect. Then you can now arrange the ruche very well to match what you have at the side of your dress. So after doing that, go ahead to pin. Now after pinning, you're going to trace out the side. Make sure what you have on each side of this pattern matches the back pattern of the dress before going ahead to join it by the side, and the joining will be at the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm just doing this because I'm cutting this on a pattern paper. So after this, I flipped it to the other side and cut out the excess that I had, and this is what I have. Now for the lower part of this dress, you're going to go ahead to cut out the remaining length of your fabric. Let's say your gown is 35 inches and you used 30 inches for the upper part. Now for the lower part of this dress, you're going to cut out the remaining 5 inches, add a folding allowance to it and a joining allowance. Now you're going to cut out two steps. One will be shorter and one will be longer than the other one, and you now go ahead to pleat it all the way round this dress. Now I'll just be doing one pleat because this is an illustration and I'm not actually making the dress. We're going to go ahead to place the two layers together before going ahead to pleat, and you'll be stitching this down with 1/2 inch to join. So make sure that you add a joining allowance on your pattern when you're cutting out. If not, your dress will be shorter. Now after pleating this to the end, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you have any question, please kindly go ahead to ask.